The rift between leaders of the Kenyan National Union of Nurses played out in public today after the union officials openly differed in front of the television cameras. This followed the ambush by a faction allied with the union. Secretary General Seth Panyako of a press conference called by Embattled Union Chair John B. The growing animosity among the two leaders further complicates the situation, even as the nurses' strike entered its 12th day today.
And in this one, I mean the COG, not a union. The union disowned me.
Friday mid-morning, and embattled Kenya National Union of Nurses Chair John B. is about to address the nation in what many had termed as a call to end the week-long nurses' strike. But before he could make the declaration, trouble walked in.
Excuse me. This is live, I know.
My office.
But this is not right. You are being given the wrong narrative about the strike for nurses.
Members allied to the union's Secretary General Seth Panyako stormed the news conference.
We were not allowed. We were not allowed.
Determined to muzzle out any statement the chairman intended to make. And before long, the confrontation threatened to turn physical. The John B.-led faction of the union would ultimately be bundled out of the room, paving way for the Seth Panyako-led faction to take over the press conference.
And other masqueraders from nowhere are coming here to address Mindia as Union of Nurses. We want to dare them. We want to dare them. Go and face the nurses there outside. If they are officials of the union, when nurses held a grand demonstration here, where were they? Sure. Where were they on Monday? If they are man enough, if they are officials of the union, are they representing the interests of the nurses who are on strike there?
I know that there has been a few issues here and there by those fellows who have been the bootlickers, who have been licking people's boots, who have been contracted to shame the profession, who are on the payroll of some people that we are going to mention today.
It was a hostile takeover, manifesting deep-seated animosity between the two leaders who accuse each other of sabotaging the negotiation process meant to end the nurses' strike. Both sides disagreeing on the legality of a negotiated document that they say ought to be implemented.
The collective bargaining agreement under dispute was sufficiently and efficiently negotiated and completed on 29th March 2017.
That is a lie. We don't have a CBA. What we have is a proposed agreed draft of the CBA.
John B. would later convene another briefing where he would announce that on the 20th of June this year, a national governing council would be called under his leadership to kickstart fresh negotiations.
We are going to constitute a team to negotiate a national collective bargaining agreement for nurses who are working in the national facilities. You have been cheated by Panyako, and this is the reality. And I want to urge you that please don't jeopardize your jobs. Panyako is not going to protect you when you are victimized by your employer.
Interestingly, just a day before the scheduled National Governing Council meeting, Seth Panyako will have plans of his own.
We are going to have a powerful 5,000 strong nurses demonstration on Monday in Nairobi.
And while John B. insists the strike should be called off, Panyako says the strike is still on, pointing an accusing finger to SRC's Sarah Serem for frustrating nurses in the country.
Sarah Serem is a brother-in-law to Mr. John B. The man was just left here.
Yes.
Sister-in-law to Mr. John B. Sarah Serem is fighting the union so that he can hand over the union to John B.
Those are misplaced comments. It is a fear of unknown origin. Whether Sarah Serem is my relative or not, how many relatives do we have in the government? How many relatives does Panyako have in the government, including even the Kotu Secretary General, who has been calling Baba?
The apparent stalemate now creating more confusion to a crisis entering its 12th day Friday, even as the Council of Governors issued an ultimatum to the nurses to end their strike or face legal repercussions. Timothy Otieno, KTN News.